everybody, my name is EK and welcome back once again to a bit more RuneScape. So as I promised last time, we are going to be doing the Imp Catcher quest today. There was the poll with the tied first place for Mistyle and Mystery and Imp Catcher, and then if you missed the last video, we did do the Mistyle and Mystery because of a dice roll that determined the outcome of the poll. I'll probably do that more often. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think I'll do that more often. We'll probably have a bit of a poll or something like it to determine at least like the first member quest, maybe. Like maybe if you guys suggest some member quests in the comments of this video, you know, just looking ahead, like, hey, which quests would you recommend I do the moment I become a member? And keep in mind, when I become a member is most likely once all of these quests are done. So just to, you know, have a bit of an idea as to when I would become a member. But yeah, if you guys leave some recommendations as to which quests I can do, upvote them, and then like I'll pick the couple of ones that are upvoted, throw them in a poll, and then we can have the decider in the poll, because I think that's much easier, because not everyone might check out the comments. So yeah, just leave some, and we can do that more often, because I think I quite enjoy doing that. You know, I'll of course wrap up these, and you know, by the time you guys reach this video, I'll probably be through a lot of these, so there's not really any point to voting too much. But yeah, do keep that in mind. Also, you know, as I'm just wandering over here towards the Wizard Tower to start the Imp Catcher quest, I wanted to just quickly talk about something. And, you know, it's that I got a review on the Rotten Lobsters thing, which I don't really mind, but it did, you know, make me curious. You know, it's a review that said, you know, zero effort, zero editing, you know, just goes through and records himself play, which technically is true. You know, I don't do as much editing. Like, I'm cutting, but I'm not doing, like, any fancy editing, nothing like that, because it's not a style I enjoy, and I'm really curious to hear. I mean, you guys are watching my series now. You guys have been going through a couple episodes. You guys know what my style is like. You know, it's a bit ranty, it's a bit rambly, it's a bit, you know, just kind of chill, laid back. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, having a good time. Hope you guys are just like having a good time as well. I'm kind of treating it a bit like second monitor content, where you don't really need to be watching me, because there's no like jump cuts. You just have me on the second monitor, tune in whenever something cool happens, while you're like skilling away or doing some other things. And I'm a bit curious. Are you guys also in the same camp as I am, where if I'm watching a series and there is too much cutting, especially when it's like a series where I'm trying to get immersed, I lose the enthusiasm to watch when there are too many cuts. I feel like I'm the opposite to most people, because I feel like everyone just kind of wants like dopamine, high production quality, cuts, which, you know, for some series it makes sense. But whenever I look at a video like that, especially when it's a gameplay series where I'm trying to like get immersed into the series, I lose immersion, because I feel like, well, I'm missing like 80% of the actual journey. So out of curiosity, I went and I watched like 2 or 3 other series on the Rotten Lobsters thing, where people were doing a kind of a similar thing. So I just watched like a couple minutes, like one episode, like half an episode of their like first video, so I wouldn't get spoiled on anything that's upcoming for me. Just kind of seeing how they approach things. And the first one I clicked had like all of the progression I've made pretty much, well, not everything, but like a lot of it in like the single 15-minute first video. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even catch any of your reactions. You know, it's just quickly cutting through it like I'm watching a guide or something. And I'm very curious, because the responses to that one were extremely positive in the reviews, so I guess people want that. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because you guys chose to watch me, which, you know, I very much appreciate, of course. I you know, because it allows me to have a lot more fun as well, you know, when there's a lot more interaction. But it's very curious to see how different people want very different kinds of content, and I'm glad to have an audience for this kind of content. But yeah, the other content where there's just a cut all over the place, I can't watch that. Like, you know, I watched this YouTuber called Wooden Potatoes. I've watched him for like 15 years now or something, and he's done some like very well researched Let's Plays where there are like barely any cuts. There will be some cuts when there's like grindy stuff where he has to do stuff on repeat or stuff like that, but pretty much everything else is like almost completely uncut. And I enjoy that, because I feel like after I've seen those videos, I feel like I've both played the game, as well as I've learned something about the game that's extra, because he does like guided playthroughs where he like talks about cool things you can do, like all the secrets, those kind of things. Like the Legend of Grimrock series in his part was really, really fun. And I feel like I understand the game at a deeper level after having watched that. And I guess I'm just searching for a different thing. Anyway, that's a very long rant, but I wanted to kind of see what you guys think about that. Not that I, you know, really care about someone not liking my video, because I know people don't like this style generally, or at least, you know, the majority likes jump cuts. But yeah, glad you guys are here. So I'm thinking we have to talk to this guy, right? You know, I would love if if the guy that saw like left a review watched this particular video where I'm spending like 4 minutes not even focusing on the game itself. That'd be kind of funny. Anyway, let's see. Imp Catcher. Was it Misgog? Yeah, it's this guy, because I remember seeing this guy when we previously did visit this place. Give me a quest. Give me a quest. What? Give me a quest, please. Give me a quest or else. Just stop messing around and give me a quest. You know, let's say give me a quest or else, because we are dangerous. Or else what? You'll attack me? Haha. Oh, okay. What if we say the third option then? Just stop messing around and give me a quest. Ah, now you're assuming I have one to give. Alright, alright. We'll say please. We'll say please. It's fine, you know. Give me a quest, please. Well, seeing as she asked nicely, I could do with some help. The wizard Greyzag next door decided he didn't like me, so he enlisted an army of hundreds of imps. These imps stole all sorts of things, and most of these things I don't really care about. Just eggs and balls of string and things. But they stole my 4 magical beads. There was a red one, a yellow one, a black one, and a white one. These imps have now spread all over the kingdom. Could you get my beads back for me? Yes. Sure. That's great, thank you. I need to collect some items by killing imps. I can find imps all over the kingdom. Well, that is a very small amount of information. Now, I do distinctly remember the comment who recommended this to me. I think mentioned to go to, was it South Falador? So with Falador being here, it would be like in this general area. There are some imps somewhere. So I guess I'll just go explore and see if I can find imps. So people were kind of saying in the comments that they were evil for recommending I do this quest. And I'm assuming that means it's either rather difficult or just complete and utter, you know, like RNG BS or something like it. If it's anything like these guys, these wizards, by the way, which are rather powerful, I quite struggle with them on the video. I might be in for a bit of a pickle. Maybe I'll have to do like a bit of a grinding montage. But first, let me just find an imp and see how I fare. I did prepare myself a little bit of food. I got some trout, which is not a lot of trout, but just a little bit of trout. So we'll have to see if I can manage my way through that. First, let me make sure I don't die to the prison guards again. And then we... yeah, I guess I'll see you guys if I find an imp, provided I can find an imp. Not sure I've ever seen an imp before. Oh, by the way, I spent about half an hour responding to all you guys' comments this morning. And I am loving getting in like a bit of a rhythm where I wake up, I grab my phone if I have the time for it, if I'm like, it's like a free day or something. And just going through the comments, responding to them. Some are too long, so I have to go, you know, proper PC mode and really type to you guys. But... it's really fun to be, you know, waking up to comments almost every day, at least one comment or something. And yeah, it's a habit I'd like to commit to. So please do keep them coming and I will keep responding. Yeah, so the guy recommended the South Falador gate. And with this being Falador and this being the southern gate, I am assuming this is what he means. However, I don't see any imps. So do I have to find a way to spawn the imps? Are they not always out there? Because I feel like if there were imps here, I've walked this path quite a lot, I would have seen the imps. So maybe there's a method I need to use to get them to spawn, or so I can see them. Maybe they're invisible, something like that. But the quest itself doesn't say anything specific. It just says, I have spoken to Wizard Misgog. I need to collect 4 beads. They're all over the kingdom. Well, I guess we'll do some more wandering around and see if we can find them. Oh, by the way, cool little thing from my real life. I bought like a proper barbecue the other day. You know, I've always done a charcoal barbecue, which has worked very well. But I like the idea of being able to barbecue... Oh, wait, is that an imp? That is an imp. Oh, so they do spawn here. But other people are also killing them, so maybe they're like highly contested or something? Okay, anyway, let me continue my barbecue story. So, I've always done barbecuing with charcoal, which, you know, has this delicious charcoal flavor on the meat, especially like burgers and stuff. I really do enjoy the charcoal flavor. Oh, an imp there, but it's already under attack, I believe. Is it? Can I hit it? Oh, go, hit it. Wait, did I hit it first? I think I did. Fiendish ashes are also different than normal ashes, I guess. Okay, so yeah, the barbecue, I like the charcoal flavor, but the thing I don't really like about the barbecue or with the charcoal is, you know, I like the idea of coming home from a day of work, thinking, well, you know, it's nice weather outside, let me turn on the barbecue. And normally you can't really do that with a charcoal barbecue. Well, you can, but it takes like a proper hour or something, like half an hour to an hour, depending on how big your charcoal barbecue is to get going. So it might be, you know, it's going to take a while, and sometimes you just want to make your food right away. So I bought a gas barbecue, and it's one of those like proper solid ones. I'll probably put a picture up on the screen somewhere. And I used it for the first time yesterday, and like it's so amazing. Like it's just like using a pan, but you just turn it on, and you know, like 2 minutes later, it's properly warm, even like in the thing where all the heat is contained in the barbecue itself. And because, you know, there is an exit at the bottom, of course, but you know, the hot air goes up, so it's like getting the oxygen from the bottom, so but it doesn't leave because it's like stuck in like the top capsule kind of thing. And it becomes all nice and warm in there, and it's beautiful, and it works really well. And I had some like amazing chicken and burgers and beef and all kinds of things. And man, that thing is amazing. I will use it a ton. And now that I'm saying this, of course, what's going to happen is I'm going to look at this video years from now, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I never use it again. A jug of water. Why are they carrying jugs of water? Anyway, it does seem to be a highly contested thing to just be grinding these guys. So I guess I'll stay around here, see if I can find more of them. If not, I can always swap to a different world, I suppose. But yeah, that's enough of me chatting randomly. I'll be back when I've made some sense of progress. Oh, I found a mind talisman just now, by the way, which is kind of nice to have. Because now I have I think the water, the air, and the mind talisman, so we can make all of those already. So I'm not sure if this quest is literally just me standing here waiting for imps to spawn, contesting with other people to try and get the kill, and then with mediocre RNG trying to get the drop, because this feels very standard MMO, like classic MMO, which is normally fine, but I'm expecting higher standards of RuneScape quest design. So far this quest is a little bit disappointing, but then again, you know, it's not over yet. Maybe this is like the first stage of it. I'm just hoping I'm not here for hours. Well, strength level 17 at least, but not any progress to the quest yet. Oh, you can get mind talismans quite freely of these guys. I guess they're quite common drops. I had an idea, by the way, and I'm a bit curious to hear what you guys think about it. What I think about doing is, once this series has moved to the point where I've covered all the free-to-play quests, I would like to do a tier list. You know, just make a fun tier list. Oh my god, this quest is so annoying! The running speed and okay, anyway. What? This is literally the first time I felt like any semblance of rage in this game. This quest, not because of difficulty, but just because of like sheer annoyance of other people being here. I guess I'll swap to a different world for the moment and see if that helps. But yeah, I was thinking about doing a tier list where I rank all the different quests in the free-to-play section, because there's like, what, 20 or something? And I think that's a very nice amount for ranking. Just, you know, go through like S to D tier or something, and I could just go and rank them. If that's something you guys would like to see, please let me know, because I like doing that kind of stuff, because I like just rambling about my opinions, and I think I can just ramble about my opinions for like an hour straight there, just like going through all the quests and like having my concise opinions about them. So yeah, let me know. Anyway, back to the grind. Here we go, swap to a different world, and there are 2 imps ready for the taking. Beautiful. I'm now on 342 LMS casual. Don't know what LMS means, and I don't know if I have to... Oh, black beads, there you go. See, immediate progress. But yeah, I don't know if if I'm looking at these worlds, if I really need to take into account exactly what they say. You know, the like some of them are like casual, some like speed running, some say other things. I guess they're important to like guide people in the right direction, but I don't think it's a problem if I join these servers without knowing what they are, or, you know, following their intention, right? So I'll just stick here for a bit and hope I can get my beads here. But hey, 1 of the 4 beads is now in. Oh, and I guess the timer down here does reset. Oh, a blue wizard hat. Hey, that's a different colored wizard hat. Cool. Cool. Is it also different than the black one in terms of stats? I guess I'll compare later. But yeah, it also resets your Your timer down here, I was expecting it to be like an online timer, but I guess it resets the moment you change to a different world, because it like counts you as logging in again or something. Also, as a quick reminder, if any of you guys feel like, you know, having a bit of a chat in-game, you know, you are more than welcome to just send me a message. You know, the name is very simple. It's EK with 3 E's and 2 A's, because, you know, a lot of them were already taken. So feel free to send me a message in-game if you do want to have a bit of a chat. But just make sure you don't, you know, spoil things. I don't want to be guided too much, but if you have some advice for me or something you just want to say, like just have a bit of a chat, feel free to add me, and yeah, I'll add you back. We can have a bit of a chat. Should be fun. Especially when I'm waiting for this kind of stuff, like I'm more than happy to just have a bit of a chat. Plus, you can be in the video, so that when I eventually make it super, super big, you're in there. I'm also curious to see what the combat requirement is for, because someone said, I believe, that I need to have high combat level, and I might have to do combat grinding to be able to do this quest. These mobs are level 2, and they've not hit me once, I believe. So it can't have been a reference to this, right? It must have been a reference to something else. So... oh, there we go. Bronze bolts, the first time. So maybe there's going to be another thing after this. Now, I do know there's the big demon guy locked up next to the quest giver, pretty much. So maybe we have to engage with that guy in some way, which does require a bit of grinding montage, maybe. But hey, you know, we're grinding here anyway, so it's good. We unlocked clay. Don't know what I need clay for, but it's been unlocked. Oh, there we go. The red bead is in as well. There we go. Combat level 17. Because my strength is level 18. Dude, now there's some annoying mage contesting me. And I can see mage being quite good here, because they can aggro from long range. It brings back memories in games where I had to get the first tag, like grinding for hours. Playing a melee spec is always a pain in the ass. But hey, you know what? I'm committed. Come on, get it. First hit. There we go. Beautiful. Easy peasy. Get on my level. Which, to be specific, is level 17.35 right now. Hit point level 17 as well. Beautiful. Here we go. A second black bead. So you can loot the same one multiple times, which is fine. Can I give it to other people as well? Would I have been able to just buy these, by the way? Yeah, I would be able to just buy these. I mean, to be fair, I can't buy these because of Bronzeman rules. But if I were playing this, you know, the regular way, I could just buy them off the Grand Exchange with my cash. There we go. Prayer level 13 as well. You can now use the Prayer Superhuman Strength. Let's take a look at that. Superhuman Strength. Oh, we haven't actually looked at all of these because we leveled up a lot in the Restless Ghost quest. So Clarity of Thought increases your attack by 5%. There is Sharp Eye, level 8. It says increases your ranging by 5%. Then there is Mystic Will, increases your magical attack and defense by 5%. So that could have been very nice for those wizards. Then there is Rockskin, increases your defense by 10%. But these all drain 1 point per 36 seconds. Meanwhile, this one drains... oh, are these all like... oh no, I thought it was like just going to be different tiers. So these are 1 point per 6 seconds. So that drains your resources extremely fast. Go, kill that one. And then here there's Superhuman Strength, increase your strength by 10%, 1 point per 6 seconds. So from my understanding here, this one is better if you just want to have something on for like a long duration. This one is amazing for spikes if you just need like a lot of damage for a short period of time. But it will, of course, take you a lot more time. Wait, where am I running to? Where is... hello? Where am I going? Hello? It's in the house! It's all the way here. But hey, it's a yellow bead, so don't mind if I do. So we require one more bead. We just need the white bead now. So let's hope we can drop that soon as well. And I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so the higher tier ones are more for like short bursts, I guess. Although I guess there are ways you can like min-max by like turning these off and on like very quickly and using your prayer points very efficiently. But I'm not at that level yet. I'm at a level where I barely even turn them on. How important is prayer? I'm assuming it's quite important in the end game, right? For like raids and stuff. Oh, we have a genie. I don't think I've seen this guy before. Ah, so you are there, Master EK. I'm so glad you summoned me. Please take this lamp and make your wish. Wait, this one is literally just a lamp of experience. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So one that I've enjoyed less than the others so far, I think fishing is near the bottom for me. It's not a pain in my ass, but it's a little bit boring, you know, like you just kind of click on something for once and then just kind of wait, which is great if you're watching something on the second monitor, but from like an active grinding perspective, I don't like fishing too much so far. So here we go, fishing experience, we got 80 more, fishing is level 9, there we go, little fishing boost. You know, I'm looking forward to fishing lobsters on Karamia, not because it's good, because maybe it's good, maybe it's not good, I have no idea. But I have such nostalgia for it, so I really want to go fish lobsters on Karamia. I think you have to like pay for a boat trip as well, right? Like you pay for a boat trip and then you take it to the island, and then you just farm lobsters for 17 hours straight. Or I just hit strength level 19. You know, now that I don't have as many people contesting me, just this one guy, it's a pretty relaxing quest, you know, kind of just chipping away at this. Leveling my prey a little bit as well with the Fiendish Ashes, and just kind of... Oh, there's actually a couple of them here. Yeah, just kind of chopping away here. Leveling my strength to 20, preferably. I don't know what this imp is doing with raw chicken, but do be careful because salmonella is a bitch as far as I've heard. I love how this exact tile over here transitions to music. So when you're like walking in and out of town, you keep swapping the different music, and I kind of like the Falador music. It's kind of nice and upbeat. This one's a bit more relaxing, I guess, but they're both kind of nice tracks. I mean, the entirety of the soundtrack is quite nice, I have to admit. This thing is just like pulling me all the way out. This guy's baiting me into some sort of trap, I feel. Oh, there we go. There we go. The white bead. Beautiful. So, go to my quest, Imp Catcher. I've collected all the missing beads. I need to return them to Wizard Misgog. So I'll see you guys over there. It's kind of cool, though, from a story perspective, how he does say in his dialogue that there are hundreds of imp that have been created by this other wizard who was kind of trolling him. And we have to fight a ton of them to get them back. Like, it makes sense that there is not going to be the first 4 that we fight that have the beads. We have to fight them a bit more because there's an entire army we have to work through. But also, it's kind of funny that we do get black beads and red beads, you know, multiple times. So it doesn't really add up in that sense. But you know what? It's a game. It's fine. What's also nice is that I'm starting to need the map less and less. I am, you know, the more I play, the more I feel like I can just use my eyes and you know, just the environment around me, and I no longer need to use the map constantly, which makes it more immersive as well. You know, like looking at the map is fine, but having to open up the map every time, you're like, oh, is it this way? No. Is it this way? No. Is it this way? No. It's quite nice. I'm expecting there to be more to this quest, purely because someone recommended to me that well, not recommended to me, but someone mentioned to me that I needed a higher combat level. So I'm going to assume there's something to do with that big demon up there or something. I mean, it's got to have a purpose, right? No, leave me alone, prison guard. Stop harassing me. I am not a prisoner. I am not a prisoner. Just leave me alone, prison guard. Come on, don't be mean. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right, here we go. Back at Misgog. So how are you doing finding my beads? I've got all 4 beads. It was hard work, I can tell you. Give them here and I'll check that they really are my beads before I give you your reward. You'll like it. It's an amulet of accuracy. You give 4 quality beads to Wizard Misgog. Oh, and he puts them in something? Oh, it is done. But then, why did I need a high combat level for this? This was like ridiculously easy. I mean, it was evil in the sense that it was a bit annoying because people are contesting your kills, and switching to a different world definitely helped me out a little bit there. I was contesting with one other person, which is fine. But why did I need that? Why did I need... What? I'm a bit bamboozled right now because I was expecting it to be like a hard fight or something like that, but this was a very easy quest in terms of its actual difficulty. Maybe they were expecting me, the person who said that, maybe they were expecting to be much lower combat level or something, and I was at that point in the series not high combat level yet. I don't know. Anyway, we've completed the Imp Catcher quest, which I guess was quite fast today. And we get 1 quest point, 875 magic experience, and an amulet of accuracy. So, oh, magic level 14, beautiful. Members can now enchant jade-tipped crossbow bolts. But we might have learned a bit more. So, there's Earth Strike, I think we already had that. Weaken, reduce your opponent's strength by 5%. We have Fire Strike, which is the last tier of strike, which costs 6 runes per cast. So imagine if you had to go and grab all of those yourself by doing Iron Man. Actually, I guess you can use stores, right? But they're only like limited as well. And I just read in a comment today that they do restock at a set pace. There's Bones to Bananas, which... Is that just great for grinding? You know, you can pick up the bones, so you can turn them into bananas, so you can eat those, so you can keep grinding a bit longer. Then we have Wind Bolt coming up, Curse coming up, Bind coming up, Low Level Alchemy coming up. Converts an item into gold. Oh, is that what the like high alchemy value thing is for? Is that it? Water Bolt, Varrock Teleport. This one is very important. Varrock Teleport. 25. Because if we have Rock Teleport, we can combine that with a Lumbridge Home Teleport, and we can move a bit more efficiently between those two. And how long have I been recording for? I feel like this has been a fairly short quest. I've been recording for only... I've been recording for 45 minutes, and there's going to be a lot of cutting. So you know what? I'll add a little bit to this as a bit of a bonus. Hope you guys are happy, but I do want to keep going. There won't be a quest right now, because I want to keep the quest self-contained, like no 2 quests per 1 video. But I will do a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit more grinding to bring myself up to strength level 20. And we are going to be checking out the reward I get from John by hitting level 20 strength. So I'll go grind, and I'll see you guys at John when I hit 20. Because you guys seem to like longer videos. Oh, wait, hold on. The Amulet of Accuracy. I didn't even check it out. Hold on. Whoa. So we got Stab, Slash, Crush, Magic, and Range +4. Still, I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's attack bonus. But does attack bonus simply mean our accuracy goes up? But how does accuracy work in this game, really? Like, I feel like I'm always hitting. I'm just sometimes hitting 0. Or is 0 a miss? Like, should I see 0 as a miss and anything 1 or higher is a hit? And then, like, the damage roll will determine which it's going to be. So, is this giving me more chance to hit something that's not 0? Or is it giving me more damage when I don't hit 0? Because I feel like it's either 1+ or 0. I think those are, as far as I understand, those are the possible outcomes. And then strength is the determinator. Is determinator even a word? Determinator? I think it is. But yeah, strength determines the roll when you're hitting 1+. So, it says damage, yes. Okay, now let's roll the damage. I think that's how it works. And then accuracy determines how often you hit 0 or a hit. So, like, you hit or miss. And attack brings that up. And I guess this accuracy will also bring up that chance as well. And it's most likely also then there's a bit of a... I'm assuming there's a bit of a formula that determines based on like the enemy's like dodge rate or level or whatever. It's going to take my accuracy, compare it to their level and or dodge, and then I'll get like a hit chance. I'm assuming something like that is the case, but it's a bit odd because most games just say miss, and I guess 0 equals miss in this game. So let's actually equip it now. There we go. And we then drop the Ghost Speak Amulet because we don't really care about it. We'll keep it with us. You know, I'll put it in my bank. But it doesn't give any stats. It's just to be able to talk to the dead, which maybe we'll be able to use at some point forward. I would love to have to use this amulet at some point, like, you know, talk to a quest giver or something. And that quest giver then, you know, only can be seen using the Ghost Speak Amulet, something like that. But I don't know if that's the case. But I'm going to keep it on me nonetheless because it's a cool item. I do love how the amulet is also something on my character. There's one thing that I think is extremely important in MMOs. It is visual progression. There is something super satisfying about starting a game with... Oh, wait, that's our first Earth rune. Cool. There's something super satisfying. Oh, level 20 as well. A level 18 combat level, guys. Just completed the task of bodybuilder. Okay, let's go and walk over to John as I finish my point. Let me take the... You know what? Let me take his bones. I'll just... bury them. There we go. Beautiful. So there is something super satisfying and super important, in my opinion, about visual progression. There is something just extremely satisfying about starting a game wearing, you know, like very flimsy armor, like a shirt, like some maybe even like chainmail or something, and just, you know, like a wooden stick or something, and then you upgrade and you know, you get like a proper sword, and then like at the very end, you know, very, very late game, you've got like these thick shoulder pads, you're huge, you've got like a horned helmet, you've got a shield with spikes on it, your sword glows, like all those things, you know, just working towards like making you look cooler and cooler. I think this, to me at least, that's such an important part of MMO design, and there are a lot of games out there that I absolutely adore, you know, like the Dragon Quest series and stuff like that, which are really, really fun. But most of the games in that series, they don't have visual progression. They will have items, and you can like often see the weapons and stuff, but the armor doesn't change. And it makes sense because it's a lot of work to do that. And I think in a single player game, I'm more fine with it because I think there's more character generally to your party. So like, you know, their personalities are more important than their visual progression. But in an MMO where you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, I think visual progression is even more important. And there's a lot of MMOs that are releasing nowadays with the kind of like almost gacha-like mechanics, the very flashy combat and stuff, where quite often there will be no visual progression. You can't see your character change, and if you can see a change, it's going to be extremely quickly, and you always have to buy cash shop items to be able to get that. And because cash shop items often are like a costume kind of thing, like an outfit kind of thing, where like they take your entire appearance and just completely change it, it means that there's no in-game visual progression anymore, which to me is a big downside. And it's not even that, you know, there's always the pay-to-win stuff as well, but they're taking the pay-to-win stuff and the visual progression and removing both of the progression sources. So at that point, what even is the progression? At least that's my opinion. Anyway, let's talk to John. I was hoping I could finish my rants before we got here, but my rants are too long. Hello, EK, what can I do for you? So let's claim an adventure path reward. And we received 20 salmon, which I guess are kind of nice to be able to sustain ourselves through some tougher fights. And 2 strength potion 4. So I'm assuming strength potion 4 means 4 uses before the strength potion is drunk, which is kind of cool because I think in almost every other game, a potion is always drank in one go. You're never drinking like a sip of a potion, using the effects of the potion, and then drinking again. The fact that you can drink it a couple of times, like, you know, you even have flasks in Dark Souls, right? Like you use a flask, you don't use a sip of a flask. No, you use the entire flask, and you just kind of have to imagine your character's wearing like multiple flasks on his body that are completely not making the combat much, much harder. So that is the reward. Oh, sorry, I think he said something about this, the last reward from this chain as well that I got. So if we go to adventure paths, which are located right here, we can now see that we are quite close to being done. You know, Gather path has been on for a while. Combat path, I want to get weapons master, of course. You know, I decided I will use the mithril longsword. It's going to be the final reward I get anyway, so it's not that big a deal. And we got a chainmail. We still have the other pieces of gear that we can replace, so it's kind of whatever, you know, like it's not like it's a super high-end gear piece or anything like that. These will be a lot more high-end, but these we won't be getting because we won't be getting member before that. And then, of course, you know, we have to get into range, which we haven't done at all yet, so I'll probably dedicate an entire video to it. If there's like a quest where ranging feels very appropriate, I might combine like a grinding montage of ranged with the quest. That would be kind of nice. But I don't know if there's a quest that has that, but I guess we'll see in due time. And of course, we also got to do some magic stuff at some point in the future. So next up, I will do one of the other 2 quests. I will have to take a look at the poll. The poll is pretty much done right now. There haven't been any votes coming into the past 24 hours. So the vote is done. And I will be doing the 3rd and 4th from that list. And they were like the pirate treasure quest thing. Yeah, there was Sheep Shearer and there was Pirate Treasure. I think Sheep Shearer is the top one right now, and then Pirate Treasure will be the last one we do, and at that point we have done all of the ones that don't require any more, well, don't have any requirements or recommendations, and then we'll just move on to whatever other things sound fun to us. So yeah, next 2 videos will be those 2 quests. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I'll probably stay around, just record another one straight away, so I'll see you guys in 2 days. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.